Amid concerns about social media's political bias, Facebook asked Republican Senator John Kyle to conduct a study on why conservatives feel targeted by big tech. The results are out this week, and one of the concerns from respondents is Facebook's algorithms. But conservatives aren't the only ones worried about it. Joining us now with more on the bias built into these platforms, Michael Furtick, founder and managing partner at Heroic Ventures. So what can you tell us, Michael, about either what we're going to find out or just in general, what is the actual state of whether these algorithms, in fact, do target conservatives?
Good morning. Well, you got to love the current political moment we're in. No matter how much power you have or don't have, you're definitely a victim of something. So the conservatives, and by the way, a lot of people on the left, agree that there's something wrong with something called an algorithm. First of all, what is an algorithm? An algorithm is a set of computer instructions that tell the computer how to react to certain conditions, like data. And computer algorithms are written by humans, and of course humans are fallible. And if, 90%, 95% of the employees of a company like a Facebook or a Google, especially in Silicon Valley, are not just left, but rather left. Remember, I'm by DNA, a New York Jewish pinko liberal guy who became a little bit more moderate over time. If most people involved in the company are of a certain political bent, then it's possible that there is some fallibility there, that they're biased against conservatives. But the concept of a biased algorithm is actually 10 or 15 years old in the literature, in the discussion, in the industry, in academia. And people who are civil rights activists who oppose algorithms being used by courts in deciding sentencing for convicts because they're biased against poor people or African Americans, for example, are very much in agreement with, in this case, John Kyle's report, that there are algorithms that might be suspect of being biased against, in this case, let's say, conservatives. So a lot of good proposals are out there and have been for a while to do third-party algorithm audits. Now, algorithms are very, very powerful, intellectual, valuable private property of companies that the companies understandably do not want to publish. But you could imagine either a government or nonprofit or even for-profit, God forbid, for-profit algorithm review by third-party audits. So I think the truth is visible. It is findable in the case of Facebook, but it will be hard to get at because you have to have people who are qualified to understand the algorithms. You have to understand how to get access to the algorithms, and you have to keep pace with how the algorithms have changed very rapidly, probably every month, every quarter, as Facebook and other enterprises continue to improve their technologies to keep up with the market.
Yeah. Feels like Casablanca. I'm shocked that 95% of the Silicon Valley liberals might have algorithms that might be leaning a certain way. I don't even find that it's no worse than in a lot of mainstream media newspapers where each and every day the editors just talk about how they're going to portray things. They don't even hide behind the algorithm. So, I mean, what do we... Let me ask you, Michael, the beard went. Is that as you became less liberal? Because last time you were on, you were way out there.
You want to know a true story?
You were way out there.
True story. I shaved last night, literally, for you. That is the truth. I shaved last night. Last night I shaved. There was a lot of beard last night. I shaved for you. But I'll tell you what, we don't have to be cynical about this. Whether you're on the right or the left, there are problems probably with these algorithms. Yeah. We don't know what they are, and we can speculate. But yeah, look, the problem with this moment we're in right now, I think you also agree, a lot of people can agree from the left and the right, why is everyone claiming to be a victim of something so strongly instead of focusing on what they can do? And by the way, there are professors who have speculated, including a very famous professor from Harvard, with whom I have a lot of affiliation, that Facebook could decide an election and no one would ever find out. That's how powerful these companies are. So to be sure, we should be looking at what's inside these algorithms, whatever your politics
Michael,
are. We should be
I'm not on
Facebook,
so I don't know. But so I follow Kevin McCarthy. You know, the majority leader or minority.
Twitter,
on Twitter. Uh-huh. Why does Twitter suggest I follow the squad every day? That I don't see. For me, I don't see how I go from Kevin McCarthy to where they think I ought to be following AOC. You don't think there's anything?
If I could understand how Twitter is still in business, if I could understand how Twitter makes its decisions, I think I might be a billionaire much faster.
When you said you shaved for me, did you shave for me or for the show? Not for me.
For you and your viewers and for all of the great people at CNBC Squad.
I think he meant for me.
I think for you because he knew you'd get a beard question.
You know, Joe, after I was on the show last time, someone tweeted to me or said something to me in a message and said, "What's with you and Joe and the bromance?" I didn't know that. I didn't know that. But I definitely shaved for you guys.
I think it's nice.
Shave for you.
Yeah, I think
it's a new look. And by the way, I just went back to the glasses without the frames. You know,
I was fine.
It's a whole new look. Back to my old look.
I liked it before. I liked you before. I like you after. It had nothing to do with the beard.
But I want to go, Michael. I have a different question, which is, there's a huge effort. It appears to be taking place in Washington around this idea of should Facebook be broken up? Should these companies be broken? Would that solve any of these issues?
Yeah, it's a very, very good question. I think there are issues of monopolistic behavior and monopolistic buying and selling behavior that could be addressed through a breakup that should be taken as a question very seriously. And I think if you're trying to clear the path for innovation and you're trying to clear the path for creative destruction, that very powerful and weird mechanism of capitalism that is so valuable to society over the medium and longer term, then I think a breakup discussion should be taken very seriously.
But Michael, here's my worry. My worry is that the breakup discussion is actually a political discussion, meaning I think that either there should be a conversation about breaking these companies up because, and you can have the view or not, that it is either a legal or illegal monopoly and there's a competition issue, or we can say that there's a political problem, meaning that these algorithms are being bent one way or the other for political purposes. But I'm worried that these things actually, what's really happening here is it's all getting conflated.
I wish that policy discussions were not so politicized in our current moment, and I think we can agree that so many are today. In fact, it seems to be that politicization is the weapon of choice, whether you're on the left or the right, and that moment, that temperature is rising. So I agree with you that there is a high risk of a politicization of this very important policy discussion. And a lot of the important discussion gets lost in the sauce of animosity and hysteria and Twitterization of what should be a sober and intelligent process. So, yeah, we are there. Look, I'm a Democrat, but in the Democratic debates very recently, we had the notion that the New York Times had engaged in a form of white supremacy by publishing a headline that characterized speech by Trump or remarks by Trump in a certain way. We are in a moment that is frothing with insanity and politicization, in my perspective. So I share with you that there's a risk here, there's a risk here that important, sober policy, value creation, commerce-related, capitalism-related, capitalism-enabling policy discussions can in fact be politicized. So yes, I agree with that. I agree with that risk. I think there is a risk, and I think it's a shame. And we can do better. We can do better, for sure.
I miss the.
We are better than this.
I miss the old Furtick. I kind of do, I think. But do we? What did?
You like a guy with a beard sounding like a capitalist.
You don't have a monitor, do you? We've got you up there, and you look good. Yeah. What do you got a preference?
You like a guy with a beard and long hair sounding like a capitalist.
We got you up. We're there right now, and you can't see it, but
you can't see it, Michael. But we got both versions.
Wait, you have the old me and the new me on TV right now?
Yes,
right now.
Yes, we do.
Good morning, Squawk Box.
Good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
Okay.
All right. What about next time? If it's 3 months, do you have time to bring it back?
Let's hope it's not 3 months. But boy, one thing,
bringing sexy
I'm
back.
definitely Jewish. One advantage I have is this grows fast.
Does it? Yeah. Yeah. We don't. I don't have that. That's an advantage I don't think I have. Okay. Anyway, thank you.